Right then guys, welcome to another episode of Hooked. Today we're doing another tackle talk. Yeah, this is my brief series that I'm doing, just discussing the little bits of kit that I use, how I find them, how they've lasted, etc. And today we're talking about old bags. Well, we're talking about old bags and new bags, to be honest. So basically, I've had an old Preston Innovations Monster Carryall for some time now, and I've got it here. Probably can't see me, but that's the old Carryall, and yeah, it's seen better days, to be quite honest. It's starting to delaminate, so you know, I do like a big Carryall. It's got a couple of great big pockets on the side. You know, you can get your flask in one end. I keep a couple of Hooks wallets in the other end. I've always got some like sun cream in there. It's probably out of date, but I use it in the summer. In the back I keep all my sort of bait tub lids, catapults, things like that. In the front I used to put nets in the front, but I don't find them big enough for keep nets nowadays, and everybody tends to have a stink bag. So what I tend to use the front pocket for on these now is for putting my riddles in, and all my nets and my landing net heads go into my stink bag. So the main compartment, obviously, you know, you can put whatever you like in there. I've got a couple of these sort of small Supera accessory cases. I carry all sorts of little bits and bobs that I used to store under the old box that I had, which was a Preston X6S. And that had a base underneath, and I used to keep all sorts of little bits and bobs in there, you know, just spares, things that you might need, rarely used. So I carried them around everywhere. When I got the Octobox, I didn't have that facility, so I bought some of the little Supera EVA cases, and I popped all those bits and bobs into one of those, and then I can either take that with me or take it out of the bag. So other things that go in there, you know, bait tubs, ground bait, pretty much anything you need to carry for the day. Waterproof jacket. It does what it says on the tin. It's a carryall. So unfortunately, you know, the Monster range is finished now. I do like a bit of Preston luggage. It usually serves me well, but I've replaced it with the Preston Supera. So here's the Supera carryall that I've replaced it with. Now there's one big difference with this. I mean, essentially it's the same. It's got a hard face on it. It's got the big side pockets in here. It's got the net pocket on the front. It's got a zip pocket on the back here, which you can put all the bait tub lids in. You know, that's effectively exactly the same as the Monster one that I had. And then the main compartment in the middle. The big difference I found with this is that this one, it seems like the waterproofing and the coating that they've done with it is actually on the outside, and it's just like the denier material on the inside. On the old Preston, on the old Monster bag, the waterproofing tends to be on the inside and the denier material is on the outside. Just put that down there. Now what I found with most carryalls over the seasons is that eventually that waterproof lining on the inside tends to delaminate. Whether the Supera will be any different remains to be seen, and it'll probably take a good, you know, 2 or 3 seasons of hard use. And let's face it, I do give my tackle a fairly hard time. You know, I'm out in all weathers, fishing in the winter, it's getting soaked. But yeah, this old Monster carryall, it was basically starting to leak water into the bottom. Some days I'd have 1 or 2 inches of water in there if I didn't get the brolly up and actually protect the kit with the brolly. So that's a bit of a problem, you know, when you're coming home and everything's soaked inside. It's not too bad if you've got things in EVA cases and nothing that's perishable, but yeah, it's not ideal if you've got things like pinkies exposed in there. You could end up with a bit of an outbreak. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll just pop the little camera on the lining on the old bag, and I'll show you the lining on the new bag close up, and you can judge for yourselves. I'm hoping that the new waterproof outer lining is going to perform better than the old ones, and I'll get many a season out of it. But I'll report back on that when I've given it a good workout. Right, well this is the inside of the old bag, and this is the top flap, and you can see the delamination there. So it's been letting water through those points. Yeah, if I just move inside the bag itself, well, it's not in a nice state, to be quite honest, but it's going through in quite a lot of places. You can see up on the seams just around by the zip there. It's going home as well. These are the sort of chunks that are been coming off the side of it. Just show you inside one of the side pockets if we can. So yeah, as you can see, completely delaminating that. So it's seen better days, but it served its purpose. Now this is inside the new Supera bag, and you can see that this is actually the sort of 840 denier material that they make it out of. There's no waterproofing on the inside of this at all. Obviously a nice big hard base in there. All of the waterproofing element on this bag is on the outside. So whether this will last longer, as we said, I don't know. It might just be exactly the same stuff that they apply to the outside as what used to be on the inside of the old bags. But one thing's for sure, it's not going to be leaking water into the bag, because it's going to stop it on the outside rather than it getting through the material and having to be blocked by an inner layer. Right guys, let me know if you've had any issues with any of your luggage, whether it's let any water in, delaminated. Let me know what brands you're using, what you prefer. I generally tend to stick to the Preston stuff. You know, most of my stuff's been the Preston Monster range for some time now. Obviously the Monster range is pretty much finished, so we're onto the Supera stuff, but to all intents and purposes that bag's exactly the same. It's just that outer lamination layer, waterproofing layer, it's on the outside now rather than on the inside. So time will tell whether it's any good or not. If you enjoyed this video and you found it of some use, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode every time I upload one. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, tight lines.